Welcome to the webinar today. My name is Mike Wood. I'll be your presenter. We're going to be talking again about stats and tracking, and I'm focused for a little while here. We're going to be talking about tracking our progress, not necessarily visits, because we're working with a site that is fairly new, which is what you guys are going to see. So the first several weeks or even month or two, we're not going to see a huge amount of traffic. This particular site that I'm working with doesn't have huge amounts of searches overall in its industry, and so overall the numbers are a little bit low. But we have seen some action here with some of the work that I've done, but we're still very low in traffic. One of the things that we can see as we look at, and this is important to keep some kind of tracking going on for the keywords that you're targeting. If you have a list of keywords and you're applying those keywords to your site, then you need to pay attention to the work that you do and how that is applying to the overall picture, and whether or not anything's happening. We need to be tracking that. And so I've done that here with this spreadsheet where I have my list of keywords. In this column here, I've got the number of searches monthly on average from Google. I've actually put in a Moz counter of difficulty for ranking for the keyword. And then I've got the all in title indicator for competition here. So this tells me what my expectations should be. This keyword, for example, tree model, 15,900. It's going to be a little more difficult to get ranked for that. Model tree, same thing, a little bit higher. 11,900 here for model trees plural. And so that one is also a little bit higher competition. But with some of these higher competition phrases, they are important for me, the model trees and the model tree. So I have been targeting them. I have been using those in my data, and I've been tracking, and I am improving. I am coming up in the search engine ranking positions, SERPs, okay? And so we are seeing some positive movement there. Now we want to continue to improve on that. So we're going to go ahead and track today's date in here, and so we'll change this to reflect today's date, and I'll just put 1/4. Oops, 16. All right. So there, we've got that in there for today. So then I'm going to go and look at my tool. Now I'm taking this from a tool on my phone, which I have talked to some of you about, the SERP Mojo. SERP Mojo, SERP-MOJO, is a tool that is available as an app for a smartphone. So you can search that in the App Store and download that. Okay. So where HO scale trees was not being ranked, that's at the top of my list on my SERP Mojo, so I'm going to go based on that. That is now being seen as ranking at number 75. The miniature model tree is the next one that I have right here, and that today is showing at 15. So I am coming back closer to where I had been before. And something else I'm going to talk about today is how we can look at improving our pages to help with these rankings, because one of the big things that Google looks at to determine our ranking is the content on the page. And so that's something that we're going to look at as well. So let's get a few more of these put in here. Let's find miniature trees. That one actually isn't updated yet. Miniature, I just pulled open the app, so I've got to let it update. I do have miniature tree updated here, and it went down a little bit. We're at 46 on that today. And then This miniature sagebrush trees is at 2, and honestly, I think that's probably where that one has been. I haven't had it in my notes, but it's been at 1 or 2 on most of these weeks here, I think, as well. So there we're still holding pretty strong where we need to be. Miniature trees has showed up. Miniature trees is also down a bit to 42, so that means somebody's out there creating content around that, and that's to be expected. Moz tells me it's 46% difficulty, and we do have quite a few pages with all Untitled. Not huge, but there's going to be some play there. That isn't going to be given to me because there are those in the industry who are using that keyword. It means a lot to them, and they want to keep that ranking. So they're going to do what they can. The model trees is not updated yet. So while we're waiting for that to update, let's go over here and look at another tool. So this is a keyword density analyzer. This is through the SEO book website, and they have a list of tools here, and we can come in and use those different tools. And let's see, we wanted the, and I just did a search for this, so I'm going to have to check and see what they have. Some keyword tools in there. General keyword density, and I don't know why they don't have a link to that. They don't have their general directory showing. So research, analytics tools, public tools, let's try that. So I can show you guys how to get in there. Tool extensions, free web-based SEO tools, keyword suggestion tool, keyword list cleaner, keyword list generator, keyword density analyzer. There it is. So if we come into SEO book and go to SEO tools and then public tools, and come to this page and we scroll down under the free web-based SEO tools and go down 5 rows to the keyword density analyzer. That's where we were. So here I can take, and we're just going to back up since I had one in there. So there I had my home page put in. Uh-oh, it's not going to like it now. All right, so you put in an address of one of the pages that you were wanting to track. So let's pull up my site, and I actually I have been working on these 3 pages. We'll take this page here, and we're going to take that URL, and we're going to paste it in here, and just click the blue submit button. And this SEO book analyzer is going to go in and analyze the page. It's going to tell us we don't have any meta keywords, which is not applicable anyway. We don't need that. It's not something that's needed for SEO. We do have a meta description, which is valuable, but again, not used for SEO. The page title is the meta title, and that is used for SEO, so that's very important. So there we've got miniature model trees. The keyword that we're targeting is miniature trees, which is within that term or that phrase there. All right, so we go down here, and what it does here with this tool is it's going to look at all text that is on the page, and it's going to tell us what it sees for the different words. It sees that the word trees is showing up 35 times, and we have 311 words on this page, so that's pretty good. We want to get our pages, if we want them to rank, then the closer to 300 we can get, the better. We don't want to be too far over that with most pages. Some, like a blog post or something, or an article page, it warrants that, but a product description or a product page, around 300 words is good. So we've got 311 total word count. It does say 509 with stop words. We're not going to discuss. Well, I will. I'll pull that up. We'll go look for a definition on that. What are stop words? So you can see a clear definition on this. So stop words are very common words or adjectives that can hinder your SEO efforts. Words such as of, or, the, and. Those are stop words, okay? Because they're words that basically they're too common and they're not needed. They're not searched for most of the time. That's what our stop words are. So. All right, so we're going to look here at all of these results. And generally with our keywords, we're targeting keywords that preferably have 3 or more words in the phrase, but at least 2 words in the phrase. So miniature trees is definitely something I'm targeting here, and I'm actually higher than I should be. Keyword density, we should try and keep that around 3% or 2.5 to 3%. So this is what we want to see, that or maybe that percentage there. So model trees and miniature trees is showing up a little too often there. We definitely have more emphasis on miniature trees. So what I need to do is either add text to the page or take away some of the instances of miniature trees in there. Now, sometimes because that's all the page talks about, your keyword is going to show up a little higher. But if you read through the context and recognize what where those words are showing up, then you start to see that, yeah, I could take it out. It doesn't need to be in here that much. Okay. What about 3-word trees? Miniature model trees, 1.77%. That might be a good way to go, is to put that, put the word model in between the miniature trees there a few times so that we boost this up a little bit and lower this density. If we have too high a density, this 7.86 is pretty high, then Google looks at that and figures, we don't like that. That feels spammy. And so this is something I need to improve on my pages. And even as a seasoned veteran, I've been working over the past couple weeks on this site. You can see I've made a mistake here. I should have been more aware of how many times that keyword was going in there. But I kind of ignored that on this, creating the content. And I think what we probably have happening here is we've got that word in, we've got it in the product titles on my individual products for this page, as well as in the content. And when we have it showing up on those product titles there, we don't necessarily need it in the rest of the content as much. So we need to kind of scale back on the content or on that phrase in the content, or like I say, add more content to the page. Okay. Some of these pages I have actually added more content in there. And I don't recall which ones it was, but I had a lot more text written. I don't think I have much. Well, I do have a lot of text on that, but no images. Let's try the primary. Is that that's the one we were just at? So I'm going to have to go through and check it out and see how we're doing with it and what I can do to improve it. So here's another one where I can check the page. So let's analyze this one. So this is looking at all text. If we look just at the body text, that does come down a little bit. So see, I wasn't too far off actually with just the body text of the page, but looking at all text, it takes in the headlines, the links on the page, and images as well. So images, we've got it. It's a lot higher density. We're not worried about that. The main density we want to look at is all text, maybe body text. But all text overall is really how the search engines are going to look at it. Okay, so we'd like to see that around 2.5 to 3%. So then I can come over to my notes here, and I can say, what improvements do I need to do, and maybe make a comment, insert a comment here, lower keyword density. So these are notes that I'm putting in for what I should do to improve my pages so that I can see better rankings. Lower keyword density is one thing. Possibly add more text to the pages. And ultimately, I should have a link in here, or not a link, but a page note. So I should say, okay, which page or pages on my site am I targeting? Where am I targeting this phrase, so that you know what pages you're targeting, what phrase you're targeting on each page of your site. And so it's very clear, okay, this key phrase is for page 1, this key phrase is for page 2, and so on. So that way you have some clear guidance and goals on what you're going to do. Okay. Let's look at my other pages and see where we come in. Do we have model trees here? Model trees is at 50, so we're still hovering around that same. So not a lot of improvement on that. So again, I want to look at the page that I'm using for that. Tree model, I'm not really targeting yet. Tree scenery, I don't think I have started targeting that one. HO scale we did. Diorama tree or trees. So where do I fall in for that? And so I'm just going to go through and check every one of these. And that one also I haven't put effort into yet. So I haven't assigned a page for that. Miniature trees, that's a misspelling. I am not likely to target that. I'm going to gray that one out because it's a phrase that I it's there. There's a lot of search for it, but I'm not going to go in and intentionally misspell a word on my page. Model railroad trees. Usually when you get a search like this, Google corrects it anyway. So we can go in here and do a search on Google. Miniature, and it says, hey, you spelled that wrong. We're showing results for miniature trees. See, so it's we can just add that number right there to this number and say that's 1100 or 1090 searches to be expected. Model railroad trees. That one for Google is still sitting at 0. Again, I don't think I've really targeted that phrase. Model tree is 38, so I've lost placement on that one. Model train trees is still at 0. O scale, I haven't really targeted that. N scale, I don't know that that's even in my list here. It isn't. I guess I should go ahead and put those in, and I do have a page for the N scale. So N scale trees, we will add, and we will add the O scale trees. So since I do have those in my list, I might as well put them in the processor to check that. O scale I haven't targeted or I haven't, I don't have a page for that. Now N scale I do have a page, and look at that, I am on looks like the end of page 2 for that key phrase. And this is the first time I've checked that, so I'm not going to see any history yet, but next time it might show some history on that. Scale trees, simple 2-word phrase, and that one I am not showing up yet. So miniature trees for sale. Miniature trees for models. So I don't have that one in my tracker yet either, so we're going to add that. Miniature trees for sale. Okay. And then I've got highlighted those that are higher in searches, but these are still very relevant for me. So we're going to go ahead and we'll green those up and start tracking those, since we have done some tracking on them. in the past here. Scale model trees. Let's see if that one is in here. Scale model trees, plural, is at 43. Scale model tree, whoops, trees, this is 43. Singular is 29, so that has come up a little bit. And this, you will see fluctuation like this up and down. It's not going to be constant upward movement necessarily. Miniature model trees is at 20 right now, so that's stayed stagnant, didn't move. Okay, so there I've got some insight on that. Miniature trees for sale, I think I just added. And that's showing it 0. Again, a phrase I'm not using in my page, so that's to be expected. All right, so now we look at this and we say, okay, where do we need to improve? And that's where we've got to look at our website and what we're doing on our pages and decide what page is going to use which keyword. And this is something we should be doing right on the front end so that we have this listed and have that. Like I say, I've done that on my site, but I haven't really paid attention to where that placement needs to go. So I'm going to put my pages in here and note that after today so that we have that to look at, and then we can come into these tools and we can start seeing which page needs, for which page needs to be documented for each of them. In fact, I can do that on some of these. So this is, well, the HO scale trees, obviously, that's going to be my HO scale trees page, and we'll just put the link there. Miniature model trees, I have a miniature model trees page, so we'll take that miniature model trees and put that right there. And then we should throw that over here in the analyzer. We'll just back up and put that in there. Oh, that was the same one. Okay, that we had done. So that one needs improvement. So I might make a note on here that I need to do some improvement. Maybe I can color that red, saying, hey, there's some improvement needed on this page. And that is actually going to be the same notes as what I had up here on the general page. So in here we'll come and insert a comment, and we're going to put that same information in there and comment on that so that I can see, oh, hey, here's something that I need to do. The miniature trees page, model trees page. The model trees page, that should be my home page. I should be targeting that phrase on the home page, but I think what I've done with the home page actually is I'm targeting that miniature trees. I'm targeting miniature trees on a couple of pages, but I think what I'll do is look at the home page for that. So let's see. We're going to do this here and submit it. And then if we go over here as well to putting our domain name in and keyword, miniature trees, check rankings, see what this SERPs.com rank checker shows us for that. All right, this one says miniature model trees is 5.74% density, not too bad. Model trees is 7.65. That's pretty high. So both of those really need to come down. Miniature trees is at 5.4. Miniature model is at 4.3. I'm not too worried about that, but these three phrases really need to come down a bit. And so we need to make note of that. So again, that's same comment here that I need to to improve that situation here. So we'll make a comment on that, put it in there, okay? And most likely that is going to be the improvement I need to do on all of these pages. I've been working to create the content to get the keywords in there, but I haven't paid as close attention as I should to how often those keywords show up in there. And so that's something that we need to go in and improve. So that's what I'm going to work on this week, is improving that. I have started some AdWords ads on some of my keywords. In fact, there I am. That's my ad right there, modeltreestore.com. So my ads are starting to show up here a little bit. I need to do more to bring those in, and I really need to get maybe in these ads on Google Products and check that. So that's something that I might want to work on with my site as well. So there's definitely work that I can do, and I've seen that with the searching that I've done, the research here, the looking at my rankings. I've got a game plan for this next week. I need to assign a page for each of my phrases so I know what page I'm targeting for each phrase, and then start doing improvements on those pages and the content. Of course, I can continue with other marketing and SEO work as well. Now, I have not been looking at the questions. I see that here. So, and Barbara asked about the posting from last time we did this. Last week's did not go up because of the sound issues. I didn't post it up there as a recording. So we will get this one up. So we have some notes on the resources here, and I just want to go through and review some of these sources that will be helpful for you. So we've got SEO book under SEO tools, public tools, and then down to the free web-based SEO tools. Keyword density analyzer is going to be very helpful to determine how our keywords are placed and whether or not we need to make improvements on that. And then we've got the SERPs.com for where do we rank, and we can put in a keyword and the domain or a specific URL. So here it's telling me that my homepage for miniature trees ranks in placement of in 41. Miniature trees, it's telling me 42 on the SERP Mojo. This one 41. It's pretty close, so pretty good thing to look at. Okay, and if you wanted to track more, you could use the 30-day trial, or you could pay for the SERPs.com and not just do one at a time, but be able to have a whole list. But like I say, the SERP Mojo does that through as a free app on your phone, and we'll do that through a smartphone. So SERP Mojo is an app. Let's go search for that and just make sure you know what that is. So here on the Google Play Store, you can get that, serpmojo.com. They've got a link to it. That's their logo. If you just look in the App Store, you'll see that they're available. So that's one great one that you can use. The SEO book has a few tools that you can use that are helpful. And there's even a rank checker, Firefox extension, SEO toolbar extension that you can look at. We're not going to go into detail on those today. And then the SERPs.com, you can go in and put your domain and keywords in there. And let's check and see if it looks at individual pages. And that takes a minute or so for it to run the check. Oh, that one went pretty fast. I've seen it take a lot longer. So there we go. And it's not in the top 50 and I think it needs to be there or close to there in order for this one to. Oh, it says no rankings in the top 120. So it's not recognizing it. Again, that's a page I just barely updated this past week. SERP Mojo is showing it at 75, so it is in there, but it's nowhere near where it needs to be yet. So it needs to be in the top 20 there. So thank you for joining today. We will get this one up. I appreciate all of you coming in.